Walking through the longest night, heavy clouds above my mind, searching for a place to heal, trying to remember what is real. Along this winding road, carrying a silent load, but beneath the weight I've known, a steady spark has always grown. When the shadows gather near, I don't have to disappear. There's a whisper in the wind telling me to rise again. There's a light within, burning deep beneath my skin. Through the storm and through the rain, it will guide me once again. There's a light within, stronger than it's ever been. When the world is closing in, I find the light within. Broken pieces, scattered dreams, nothing's ever what it seems. Still the river finds a sea, and the truth keeps calling me. All the lessons, all the falls weren't enough to make me crawl. Now I see the reason why those tears became the sky. When the darkness fills the air, I can feel the answer there, like a current through my soul, leading me toward the light. There's a light within, burning deep beneath my skin. Through the storm and through the rain, it will guide me once again. There's a light within, stronger than it's ever been. When the world is closing in, I find the light within. Oh, carry on, moving strong. Tomorrow's promise shining beyond the clouds surrounding. Keep the flame, trust your way. The story keeps unfolding. New horizons come to view. There's a light within, shining where the road begins. Through the thunder, through the pain, I will rise and live again. There's a light within, brighter than it's ever been. No matter where the journey ends, I keep the light within. Light within, light within. colors touch the shore like they've never done before. A gentle change across the sky, leaving restless days behind. Long nights drifting out of sight, giving way to softer light. What once felt heavy in my hands moves away like grains of sand. The open air, the endless blue, a quiet path comes into view. Our eyes up slow, like the tide beneath the moon, taking time to find my place, trusting all that's coming soon. Our eyes up slow, with the sunlight on my face. One small step becomes another, leading to a brighter place. Clouds are shifting overhead, leaving open blue instead. The distant hills begin to show things I couldn't see before. Old reflections lose their hold, new horizons start to unfold. Past the worry and the doubt, clearer days are reaching out. A steady glow, a calmer mind. The road ahead begins to shine. Our eyes up slow, like the tide beneath the moon, taking time to find my place, trusting all that's coming soon. Our eyes up slow, with the sunlight on my face. One small step becomes another, leading to a brighter place. The river bends, the seasons change, yet something steady still remains. Beyond the distance, past the haze, a brighter view begins to take shape. Our eyes up slow, like the dawn across the sea. Not the same as yesterday, more than I believed I'd be. Our eyes up slow, through the open fields of gold, finding beauty in the distance, finding courage as I go. Rise up slow, rise up slow. A new day unfolding. Rise up slow. Rise up slow. Silver light upon the bay, afternoon begins to sway. Gentle water, open view, shapes are drifting out. Nothing held and nothing lost. Only water moving on. The surface glows, the air is clear. A wider world appears from here. Waves of sunlight cross the shore, pattern shifting evermore. Old horizons fade from view, opening another view. Along the water's endless bend, one season slowly leaves again. Another waits beneath the blue, with colors waiting in the blue. The open tide, the endless span, a gentle course begins to stand. Deep current moving underneath, pulling through the quiet water, flowing farther than I see. Deep current, steady as the sea, taking all the scattered pieces, shaping them so naturally. The gulls above, the rolling sky, the distant sail drifting by, a sense of calm across the way, resting softly through the day. Deep current, far below the line, guiding through the changing waters toward a shoreline shining bright. Deep current, steady and unseen, holding all the silent moments, resting in between. Deep current, deep current, beneath the blue. Deep current. Golden fields beneath the sun, shadows stretch and slowly run. A distant ridge, a painted line, resting where the earth meets sky. Open land in quiet tones, turning grass. Clouds drift by and shadows pass. Lines of silver in the air, floating without worry there. Far off hills begin to fade, wrapped in amber-colored haze. Daylight lingers on the ground, painting shapes without a sound. The sky grows deep, the horizon glows. A gentle calm continues on, wide and still, like the evening light, resting on the open land, softening the edge of time. Wide and still, under fading gold, holding all the quiet moments, more than words could ever hold. The last light settles on the plains, a quiet warmth remains. The distant view, the open sky, the colors drifting by. Wide and still, beneath the velvet blue, watching daylight leave the fields, leaving softer shades in view. Wide and still, as the evening grows, holding all the space between the places that we know. Wide and still, wide and still, under fading gold. Wide and still. Under fading gold. Wide and still. Morning settles on the storm, softened by a golden glow. Lines of cedar trace the hills, standing quiet, standing still. Valleys resting far below, silver threads of rivers flow. Clouds drift slowly through the light, rushing past the mountainside. A wider view, an open space, the distant colors shift and change. Along the ridge, under open skies, following the one other disappears. Paths across the land, curving through the grass and sand, shades of amber, shades of green, blending into quiet scenes, high above the canyon floor. Light reveals a little more, not in haste and not delayed, just the turning of the day, the rolling land, the painted sky, a calm horizon, drifting by. Along the ridge, under open skies, following the winding ground, watching daylight stretch its line. Along the ridge, where the air runs clear, one more hillside comes to view as another disappears. Birds circle in the warming air, shadows slide from here to there, the distant peaks begin to glow beneath the fading sun below. Golden colors gathering near, lingering a little longer here, across the slopes and rocky plains, a quiet beauty still remains. Along the ridge, through the evening light, watching colors cross the hills, softly fading into night. Along the ridge, where the land unfolds, carrying the warmth of day through the cooling shades of gold. Along the ridge, along the ridge, through the evening light, along the ridge, lengthen through the trees, carried by a cooling breeze. Stone and cedar, earth and sky, colors deepen through the closing day. A distant ridge begins to fade, wrapped inside a violet shade. The day grows calm, the air turns slow. A gentle warmth continues to glow. Quiet ember, resting in the dusk, holding traces of the daylight, lingering with quiet trust. Quiet ember, steady through the night, a small and constant glow remaining through the evening light. Oh, oh, oh. Through the evening light. Oh. Fields of bronze beneath the hills, silent paths and winding trails. The western sky in shades of gold, stories carried softly told. Clouds move higher through the blue, leaving open space in view. The evening settles on the land with colors no one planned. The fading gold, the deepening blue, the open distance comes into view. Quiet ember, resting in the dust, holding traces of the daylight, lingering with quiet trust. Quiet ember, steady through the night, a small and constant glow remaining through the evening light. The last light lingers on the stone, across the fields now standing still. A peaceful hush surrounds the hills, the air is cool, the world is still. Quiet ember, glowing soft and low, keeping warm through the twilight, long after sunsets come and go. Quiet ember, steady in the dark, a gentle presence through the twilight, quiet as a northern star. Quiet ember, quiet ember, soft and low. Quiet ember, quiet ember. Dust settles over winding trails, soft colors spread across the plain. See the shadows stretching lean, tracing lines through fields of green. Far off hills where shades of gray, as daylight slowly slips away. The open land grows calm and wide, holding quiet on its side. The evening air, the changing land, Tall grass moving with the breeze, rolling softly through the trees. Colors gather in the west, settling where the ridges rest. The distance shifts from gold to blue, painting a different point of view. The quiet road, the fading plains, a sense of calm remains the same. Silent crossing through the open land, following the turning ground, guided by an unseen hand. Silent crossing past the fields and stone, carrying the warmth of day into hours yet unknown. Along the valley's gentle curve, past the pines and weathered earth, a peaceful stillness fills the air. Nothing lost and nothing spared. The landscape softens as it goes through amber tones and cooling stone. A wider world begins to show beyond the paths already known. Silent crossing under evening blue, watching distant ridges fade as the stars begin their view. Silent crossing, steady as before, holding all the quiet moments along an unseen shore. Silent crossing, silent crossing through the evening blue. Silent crossing, silent crossing. Moonlight settles on the grass, silver lines across the path, open fields from end to end, quiet shapes around the bend, tall grass resting in the dark, quiet outlines stretch afar, cool night air across the land, soft and steady as it stands. The world grows still, the stars appear, a silent view becomes more clear. Moonlit plain, wide and calm tonight, stretching through the sleeping land, covered in a gentle light. Moonlit plain, open and serene, holding all the quiet spaces, resting in the space between. Shadows gathered near the stone, weathered ground and ancient roads, lines of silver cross the earth, tracing fields of quiet work, grass begins to sway, while midnight slowly finds its way. Hours settle on the plains, soft and quiet they remain. Silver shadows cross the ground without a single sound. Moonlit Plain, silver through the night, watching over fields and valleys, under countless points of light. Moonlit Plain, peaceful and unseen, holding all the silent hours, where the earth and sky convene. Moonlit Plain, Moonlit Plain, Moonlit Plain, silver through the night. Moonlit Plain. Passing moon above the plains, casting silver over grain, quiet roads and open ground, wrapped in calm without a sound. Midnight settles on the land, softly drawn by unseen hands. Tall grass sways from side to side, as the evening turns the tide. The stars align, the air runs clear, a peaceful view remains right here. Passing moon across the open sky, watching over fields and rivers as the silent hours pass by. Passing moon high above the earth, shining on the winding pathways, tracing lines of quiet work. Weathered fences age with time, stand beside the old path line. Silver shadows stretch and fade, crossing through the sleeping plains. River water threads the plain, following a winding lane. The valley rests in evening calm, peaceful as it always was. The cooling air, the open space, a sense of calm fills every place. Passing moon across the open sky, watching over fields and rivers as the silent words pass by. Passing moon high above the earth, shining on the winding pathways, tracing lines of quiet work. Moonlit roads and distant trees, moving softly with the breeze. Hours travel slow and deep, while the land remains asleep. Through the stillness of the night, silver outlines softly shine across the meadows wide and far, under a canopy of stars. Passing moon, crossing through the dark, watching over quiet waters, it's like a lantern in the heart. Passing moon soft and quiet, slow to leave. Faint outlines along the ground, waiting where the roads are found. River water calm and clear, carries traces lingering near. Open stretches wide and long, holding echoes of the dark. The hours move, the shadows thin, a different color settles in. Turning east, past the fading night, watching distant landscapes change with the coming of the light. Turning east, toward the open land, following the winding course drawn across the earth by hand. Morning gathers at the edge, touching stone and weathered fence. Fields awaken one by one, meeting warmth that has begun. Tall grass bends along the plain, silver drops of early rain pass once hidden through the dark, slowly show their winding marks. The cooling blue, the softer gold, a quiet story starts to unfold. Turning east, past the fading night, watching distant landscapes change with the coming of the light. Turning east, toward the open land, following the winding course drawn across the earth by hand. Across the valley, calm and wide, morning settles by the riverside. Colors gather on the plain, touching earth with gentle change. The longest night has slipped away, leaving room for brighter shades. Open ground and open air, a sense of ease is waiting there.